Good evening, Ananda. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, in Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating Words Matter Week from March 2nd to 8th, which is celebrated in the first full week in the March. Have you ever said something to someone and immediately thought, I probably shouldn't have said that, or felt you could have expressed it in a better way or more soothing? If yes, National Words Matter Week is for just as it is for everyone else. It is a call to action to remind ourselves and our words and how we communicate with others truly matter. No matter the language you speak, feelings and expressions remain the same, and so National Words Matter Week should be celebrated by everyone. Words Matter Week is spearheaded by the National Association of Independent Writers and Editors, NAIWE, and has been celebrated as far back as 2008, when the first one was observed. NAIWE is a professional association for all publishing professionals, and its mission is to help members succeed with its unique focus on creating multiple streams of income. The National Association of Independent Writers and Editors, NAIWE, was founded in 2007. It was originally called the National Association of Independent Writing Evaluators, and as the time passed, the association grew. It changed the name to accommodate all its members as well as its mission in 2009. The association is international in scope and reach. Its membership isn't restricted by geographical borders, as it has members in every continent in the world. Today is also commemorated as World Orphan Week from March 2nd to 8th, which is celebrated in the first full week of March. This special week is observed to raise awareness for orphaned and abandoned children all over the world. 80% of the children in orphanages globally have a living parent. In most cases, children are put in orphanages because their parents cannot afford to take care of them, so they abandon them. So this day is all about changing the orphan stories and making a real difference in this world. World Orphan Week is an international event that aims to highlight the issues faced by orphan children and raise awareness and funds to help these poor souls. World Orphan Week was founded by an organization called SOS Children's Villages in 2005. It is an international children's charity that is dedicated to the care of children who have lost parental care. SOS Children's Villages organization was founded by an Austrian man named Hermann Gemeiner in 1949. Hermann was a medical student who couldn't bear to see the sufferings and hardships of orphaned and abandoned children. After World War II, he was motivated to do something to help the children and so created the SOS Children's Village Organization, the largest charity organization for orphaned children. SOS Children's Village is in its sisters organizations in 125 countries. Work tirelessly across the globe to give abandoned children homes, families, and access to education and Medicaid. Currently, there are around 153 million orphan children worldwide, and many more children are living without basic amenities such as food, shelter, and clothes. World Orphan Week is an initiative that can shed light on these issues and share the facts to get people around the world involved in working for the welfare of the children who are in need. Together, we can make a difference in the world. Today is also commemorated as International Rescue Cat Day, which is observed on March 2nd every year. There are a lot of homeless cats on the streets just waiting for a day like this where people will come to take them off the streets and adopt them as a member of their families. To adopt a cat, you just need to visit a pet adoption agency, and after the agency does their due diligence and everything checks out, then go ahead with the adoption. Most domesticated cats are valued by humans for companionship, especially by people who work from home and help and people who live in apartments. Cats are domestic species with quick reflexes, a strong body, and a sharp teeth. The first time a cat was domesticated in the Greece in 1200 BC in the West, after which it was introduced to Southern Europe. By the 5th century, they were familiar animals seen around settlements in Etruria. Over 6 lakhs domestic animals and over 60 lakh domestic animals enter US animal shelters worldwide, each year of which over 3 million cats. Each year, approximately 5,30,000 cats are euthanized, that is, killed in the shelter. This figure has decreased in comparison to 2011, when it was about 1 lakh 15 lakhs cats being euthanized, that is, killed. This decline is due to an increase in number of cats being adopted and an increase in the number of stray cats being reunited with their pets and parents. Approximately 21 lakh cats are adopted each year. So today is also commemorated as World Teen Mental Wellness Day on March 2nd every year. It is a day that aims to raise awareness about the mental health issues that teenagers deal with. This day is about making efforts to educate everyone and destigmatize something that is becoming increasingly common. There are informational and helpful materials on this topic across various platforms. As defined by the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope up with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and can make a contribution to his or her community. Although the exact origin of mental health is difficult to determine, indications of it have been around for centuries. In the early years, mental health issues were often presumed supernatural and even punished in religious societies. Over time, scientists studied the topic in depth and began to better understand the psyche. Since the beginning of the time, we have made strides in the field of psychology and understanding mental health. However, there is still so much to do in terms of learning, educating people widely, and putting an end to the stigma associated with it. Even for those without any mental health struggles, mental wellness is an important aspect of health. It refers to overall emotional well being, the ability to live a full life, and the flexibility to deal with life changes. Mental health struggles are unfortunately common in teens, making up to 16% of diseases and injuries. In people aged 10 to 19, mental health issues start from around 14 years of age and often go undiagnosed and untreated. Suicide and depression are some of the leading causes of death among teens and can even lead to other struggles, such as substance abuse in later years. World Teen Mental Wellness Day begins and carries on important conversations about mental health. People often fail to understand what teenagers go through, and the stigma associated with mental illness can make teens reluctant to ask for help. This day encourages open conversation and awareness to help teens around the world. Today is also commemorated as Finishers Medal in US on March 2nd, or first Sunday of the March, as official recognition of the rigorous training that thousands of men and women undergo for a marathon. This year it takes place on March 2nd. The day recognizes all those who cross the finish line, regardless of their place. Just like an accolade of participation, the day is observed in honor of the strength and endurance of the runners. Since 2018, Finishers Medal Day has uplifted and celebrated thousands of runners who participate in marathons across the US. Today is also commemorated as Clean Up Australia Day in Australia, which is an annual event observed on the first Sunday of the March as part of Australian efforts to conserve the environment. And this year it falls on March 2nd. This idea is to encourage and empower communities to clean up the parks, bushland, water reserves, and other parts of Australia. For over 30 years, residents, schools, individuals, communities, and business have volunteered in their thousands to clean up and get rid of plastic and glass. This focus is equally on preventing waste and removing it from the environment. Let us get our cleaning shoes on and find out more about Australia's biggest community-based environment event. Today is also commemorated as Women in Construction Week that takes place during the first full week in March every year. It is a time to the highest all the great initiatives and work of women within the industry. Likewise, it's a time that brings to the fore the opportunities that are available to women in construction. Women in Construction Week traces the history of women in construction, their challenges, and the ways they have been able to overcome them. The day is observed to appreciate the women who have taken the bold step to enter construction industry and also to encourage those willing to make similar commitments. So if you are looking to pursue studies related to construction, then you are welcome. The history of Women in Construction Week is linked with that of National Association of Women in Construction. It was first called Women in Construction of Fort Worth, founded in 1953 by 16 women working in the construction industry. It was created in order to support the few women working in construction at that time. It later became the National Association of Women in Construction. The association has since gone on to ease the passage of women in construction, helping to create awareness and better working space for those who desire to work in the industry. It has about 115 chapters across the country. Today is also commemorated as Telecommuter Appreciation Week from March 2nd to 8th in US. This week is commend the work of those who deliver quality output without ever stepping into their company's office. Telecommuters are those employees who work from home or anywhere their heart desires and usually use email and video conferencing as a way of delivering their work, unlike most employees who physically have to step in offices and work at desk. Telecommuters don't have to fulfill this requirement. Telecommuters work remotely and send their work into office without necessarily even living in the city or country in which their company is based. Today is also commemorated as School Social Work Week in US from March 2nd to 8th. School Social Work Week is marked every first full week of March to celebrate school social workers across the nation and appreciate their work in helping students achieve academic success. Social work began in US schools over 110 years ago by visiting teachers. School social workers are professionals within the social work field that work with teachers, parents, and school administrators. They help deals with mental health and behavioral challenges and provide academic and classroom support. They also help in developing educational policies, work with crisis interventions, and identify the report child neglect and abuse. School social workers mainly work in primary and secondary schools to support the week of social workers. Today is also commemorated as Return the Borrowed Books Week in US in the first week of March as a reminder to return the books you borrowed from the library. It takes place from March 2nd to 8th this year. Too often books are borrowed and hardly returned to their rightful places. The library, no matter the reason you borrowed the book, research, entertainment, or looking for valuable information, books borrowed from the library should be returned so the next person can experience the same joy you did. Today is also commemorated as Read an eBook Week from March 2nd to 8th in US. Read an eBook Week comes up annually in the first full week of March. It is a day that encourages the use of ebook platforms as a primary publishing route. During Read an eBook, authors and book retailers have the chance to publicize their books, attracting thousands of readers by offering considerate discounts. While some even offer their books up for free, readers can then easily access and enjoy these books from the comfort of their portable devices. Today is also commemorated as Professional Pet Sitters Week in US from March 2nd to 8th, placed during first full week in March. Throughout the week, pet sitters are recognized and appreciated for the incredible job they do. For many households, pets are more or less part of the family. Thus, when pet owners are indisposed by work or travel, pet sitters are the best bet to give the best care of the pets that are left behind. It is a very important work and has become a career worth celebrating. Today is also commemorated as No More Week in US from March 2nd to 8th, which falls between the first and second week of March. It is an annual campaign against domestic abuse and sexual violence that aims to rouse individuals, organizations, and communities to make a change. This event is an opportunity for everyone, governmental and non-governmental organizations, and communities to unite to stop domestic abuse and sexual violence. The UN defines domestic abuse as a pattern of behavior designed to gain or retain power and control over an intimate partner in any relationship. Abuse can be physical, sexual, emotional, financial, or psychological, and it frequently has a detrimental impact on other person. Today is also commemorated as National Consumer Protection Week from March 2nd to 8th in US. The US Federal Trade Commission, FTC, is observing National Consumer Protection Week during the first full week of March. Every year since 1998, the FTC organizes events in the first week of March as part of National Consumer Protection Week to educate and make people aware of their consumer rights. In this digital age, the onus on consumer protection has intensified as they can easily fall prey to online scams and frauds. National Consumer Protection Week is an opportunity to arm ourselves with information to protect and safeguard our financial well-being. This week is also commemorated as Dental Assistant Week in US. in first full week in March is a special time to appreciate those amazing professionals who have helped you maintain healthy teeth. Dental assistant profession was born when Dr. C. Edmund Kells began using his wife as an assistant. In his dental practice, dental assistants are integral members of a dental team that support dentists and patients during procedures and perform administrative duties. Their responsibilities include helping patients improve their oral hygiene skills, preparing patients for dental procedures, taking dental impressions, exposing dental radiographs, infection control, recording patient notes, and scheduling appointments. This week is also commemorated as Chocolate Chip Cookie Week in US, celebrated annually during the first week of March, takes place from 2nd to 8th. The yummy treats are filled with chocolate chips. Chocolate chip cookies are usually made by combining sugar, flour, salt, baking soda, and chocolate chips to form a dough. The dough is rolled out, cut, and baked at set temperature. Delicious chocolate chip cookies may be chewy or crunchy. These cookies can be eaten alone or accompanied by a beverage. Finally, today we are commemorating Celebrate Your Name Week in US, which is during the first full week of March. It will be celebrated from March 2nd to 8th this year. Celebrate Your Name Week has been celebrated annually since 1997. It is a time to show appreciation for our names and find out more about them. We all have names and they are a vital part of our roots. Having fun during Celebrate Your Name Week by learning all you can about names, their meaning, and their origin. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form which has been raised in the form of votes. So see you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.